Hello once again. Welcome to TLC, Transforming Lives Continually. I am Sean Devines Daniel, and on set is Mr. Michael Stewart, Executive Director of TLC, author, consultant, you name it. Michael, welcome once more.
Thank you very much, Sean.
All right. And today we'll be talking about relationships.
Yes.
All right. So we're talking about relationships, and we know that
How do you get into it?
How do you get into it? And you are a relationship expert.
Well, I would.
Take it, Michael. Take it. So, Michael, how do we get into relationships?
Well, it is really coming from the basis of Proverbs chapter 31. Proverbs chapter 31 says, "He that findeth a wife findeth a good thing."
A good thing.
And one of the things that we want to encourage men to do is to learn to select good women in their lives. And there are good women and there are bad women, just as how there are good men and bad men. So one of the things that you have to do when you're selecting a woman, the Bible says, is to select a good wife. But the term that is used is "he that findeth a good wife," which implies seeking, searching, diligently going after. Now, we live in a modern world that says that a woman could pursue a man. The question is, if a woman is pursuing a man, has he really found her? You see? So where you have women asking for telephone numbers and surrendering theirs and so on, because we have always said in the program that men are hunters.
Yes.
It gets rid of the hunt. So the woman now may not know whether the man is in the relationship because he loves her, or because he's probably, because of his ego, did not have the guts to turn her down.
Yeah, because she pursued him.
Because she pursued him.
Right.
So you'll find that a man would be with a woman who wants to be with him, generally. Okay. But it is not necessarily that he wants to be with the woman, but because she has pursued him. So we want to encourage men to really make greater selection in your relationships. Pursue a woman who has the qualities of what you're looking for, because that is what it is all about, pursuing and finding a woman in order to be able to find a good thing. Now, the question is that I hear women saying is, if the woman finds that the man is shy, should he not prompt him?
Yes. So right, so I get that. I mean, we are old school, so we still believe in not hitting a man up on Facebook and you, as we say in our lingo, tracking him. Right. You are saying that because you guys are hunters, leave it up to the man. If the man is shy, should you give him a little hint?
Should you approach
and say, "I like you"? As a man, you're saying a man wouldn't turn that down, even if she's not his type. But we are believers, we are Christians. And a man who is a Christian would read the word and he would know what the word of God says. And he would most likely, we hope, use that as a guide as to what he's looking for in a relationship. But an unsafe man, how would he go about maneuvering? How would he go about maneuvering that?
But don't we also find that saved men also get lost as to what they're pursuing in a woman?
I agree.
That you cater to the animal instinct of sex and passion and so on, and not necessarily qualities that are characteristic of the person.
Right.
So therefore, what you really tell anybody in the world is you need to determine what are the qualities in this person that will make you and give you the relationship that you look forward to, that is going to make your life valuable in the long term, not necessarily in the short term. And that, Proverbs 31 gives you again a list of those qualities that you look for. And inside of it, while we would love to have a beautiful woman, and most women are beautiful, that's where the difficulty is. Because if you use that as your criteria, you have a number of women that you could select from. But if your quality is really the woman who has a character that loves God, that is hardworking, that is genuinely interested in you and not interested in what you have, in a personality and not possession, then you begin to now weed out a number of the unnecessaries in what sometimes a woman is looking for. But you as the man must identify that in the woman in order to be able to lock in on it.
Some past programs we spoke about men themselves, because they are confused because issues with daddy or issues with mommy or whatever, they look for things in their life that are lacking in a woman. How dangerous is that?
Of looking for something that is lacking in
Yeah,
you? I think that's a good thing.
Really?
Yeah.
So if a man never had a good relationship with his mother, for example, should he look for some of those things that he think was lacking then, look for that in a wife?
Yes.
And that's okay?
Yeah, because remember now, when the Bible says concerning Adam and Eve that God wanted to bring somebody comparable to him, to complement him, a helpmeet, what that meant is something that would complete him.
Right.
So there are things that Adam couldn't do. Adam could not satisfy himself passionately. He needed somebody else who had that part of him that he didn't have.
Right.
And so you look for somebody, and this is where the statement opposite attract is so powerful, because we need to recognize and appreciate the differences in each other and recognize if I have a shortage in one area, this woman has a strength in it.
That could complement you.
That's right. She's patient, I'm not patient. She can teach me patience. But be prepared to learn it. Don't just accept it.
That's the key, yeah?
That's right.
Be prepared to learn. Be prepared to be able to get from her what you don't have, not just the physical side.
Yes.
You know, be
That's
able,
right.
Yes.
Because we say there are three things really that you need in help you to make a healthy relationship. And for a man, she must be teachable. And that means you open yourself to learning. You must also be reasonable. You can't be unreasonable and be in a relationship with somebody else. And also, you must be reachable. Somebody must be able to reach your inner self. You can't lock yourself off from the outside world, from your spouse, and expect happiness in the relationship.
Yes.
Right? So you must be reachable, teachable, and reasonable.
So say that again.
Reachable, teachable, and reasonable.
Let's talk about being reasonable in a relationship. Amazingly, though, my 11-year-old daughter was asking me, Mommy, is it okay when I have a career? Should I put my career on hold for my husband if he has to do something? Let's talk about that a little bit, since we're talking about relationships.
Right. And which really is our next program.
Yes, our next program.
But I think that is an important question because so many women ask that.
Yeah.
You know, and that comes back to what is my core role in the relationship. There's a difference between our roles and our responsibilities. Your role happens to be what you are assigned in the relationship. Your responsibility is really the delegation of those duties that come out of that. A man's role in the relationship is to account to God for his family. A man's role in the relationship is to make sure that he takes care of that family. Anything that distracts from that role, he must surrender.
Okay.
Because that's his major role.
Yes.
He cannot say that I'm so busy working so hard for the family that my family is going astray. You must tell us that my primary role is the protection of my family. So I cannot leave the next move. A woman now must determine what his major role is.
Yeah.
And her major role is a nurturer. If her job, therefore, makes it impossible for her to nurture and to raise the family properly, she has to now decide, is my job so important that I must give that priority over my children?
Right, yes.
Right? But once you can handle both the career and your home, then it's fine. But if it now compromises, and sometimes it may mean that your role conflicts with the role of the man or the responsibilities of the man. So the man is to provide, but he needs to leave the country. He wants to take his family.
Okay.
The wife doesn't want to leave. So now you're at really between a rock and a hard place. How do you determine that? Should he go and leave the family at the back? But he's accountable. If a man is separated from his family, a number of things could come up. You could have infidelity. You could have the absence of a male guidance in the home.
Yes.
If he stays, he might not be able to have the job that would be able to maintain them. If she goes, the question is, what are the implications of her leaving with him? What are the implications of her staying? And when both intelligent leaders of the home sit down, they can work that out.
Exactly.
Sometimes it may mean the man saying, listen, I will make more money if I go, But at the sacrifice of my family, I'd rather turn down that promotion.
Yes, yes. So again, we're coming back to what we've always talked about on this program: communication, communication, communication.
That's right.
Right. I know you're a man, always have some tips for us. So talk to these men all day. When you're looking for a good wife, you talk about he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
Yes.
What are some of the things that they should look for?
Right. First of all, don't be looking.
Would you say be praying? Be praying?
Here's what you do. You get to know somebody. It is just a friendship. Nothing more.
So you mean like on the job, wherever you are?
That's right.
Right.
It's a friend. After you have gotten to know the friend and you begin to see qualities that you figure would make the person be eligible to make you a long-term partner, you may now want to move it from friendship.
Well, Michael, I have to challenge you with something else.
Yes.
No, we talked about recently the physical.
Yes.
So you say get to know somebody, but there must be something about that person that will attract you to want to get to know them better.
Not necessarily.
Really?
Not necessarily. Because
Michael, in the real world we're talking about here.
right. So I have a friend whose name is Scotty.
Right.
Scotty is blind, but married while he was blind.
Okay.
What attracted him to her?
Her personality.
That's right.
Yeah.
So really, you go in the relationship empty.
Okay.
This is why you don't get into a love relationship. People tend to start
Head on.
straight
Right.
into a love relationship. I see the person, I like the person, I ask them out, could you be my girlfriend?
Right.
And I'm saying that is a wrong way to
We're
start
coming
a
back to the
relationship.
take time to know her thing.
Right.
Or know him.
Just get to know everybody.
Yeah.
Get to know people, get to like people, and get to like interacting with people. Over a period of time, one of those ladies is going to start standing out from the rest. And it would not be her body that would stand out. It will be her qualities. So when you have listened to her speak and listened to her attitude, her mentality, and so on, then you say, oh, you know, I like the way of this girl thinks. Inside of that, she would have physical qualities that would be attractive, but so would all the others too. So you know, after you have determined that, you say, well, I think I want to go out some more with this particular girl and not the rest. You go out with the person, but you still have no other relationship. You don't have anything deeper than that. You are just going out to get to know each other. But you're going out, but do not, when you go out, commit yourself or allow yourself to get into things that would now cement the relationship, even without words.
So should you make it clear that, listen, we're just friends, but I'm just asking you out for ice cream?
Yes, we're just going out.
I'm just asking you, as this movie is out, would you like to go to the movies, but be friends?
Yes. No, we live in a society that would see you go out
and read more into that.
That's right.
Right, okay.
So that's the uncomfortable thing in living in small islands.
Yes,
that
yes.
people label it. And then when you go out the next time with somebody else, they label that too.
And think you're a player.
That's right.
Right.
So,
okay.
but it is the integrity of the man to make sure that when he goes out, he does nothing that she could hang her head in shame, nor would you be bashful about.
Right, and not to do anything that she would read something else into it.
That's
too.
right.
So
Because
make it clear.
Carry her on a trip.
Right, make it clear
Yes,
that we're
this is what
friends.
we do.
Cool.
After a while, this is going to take probably months. And after a while, you tell yourself, I think I'm ready to settle down with this one. The others, you no longer go out with. This particular one is now going to be your mainstay.
Michael, this sounds so easy, yeah? But there's so many traps in between that.
Tell me what are the
I'm
traps?
thinking from a woman's point of view, what if when this guy, going out, say we are friends, but she's feeling differently, you know how we women do it,
Yeah.
but you don't know how we women do it. But you get so, I really like him, he's such a gentleman, he didn't look to kiss me, he didn't look to, he wasn't
Right.
fresh. And what if that's what she's looking for?
Right.
So you have a whole other
Yes.
story going on here. So it's dangerous too, eh?
Yeah, she could fast track it.
Right. And we do.
Right.
Right.
But here's what happened. Anytime a man's relationship is fast track, he will take the fast track. But in the end, he's not sure whether this is his decision.
So he would take the fast track and probably reap the benefits.
Right.
Yeah.
And then disappear.
Right, and that's when the hurt comes in.
That's right.
Right.
So that's why if she becomes pregnant, he says, no, this is too much for me. I haven't adjusted to this yet. And he goes. This is why, this is my personal opinion, why most women are not married to the father of the first child. Because at that point, he disappeared because he was rushed into a relationship, or he's in a relationship. I shouldn't say he was rushed into it because he has responsibility to take. But he's in a relationship that consciously he did not commit to. And so he leaves.
Right.
And this is why a man is even less likely to get into a relationship, because a man is only going to get into a relationship generally if he sees enough justification that this woman is deserving of my commitment in
Right.
his head.
Yeah.
If he's not convinced about that, he's prepared to stay on the outside. But the woman want to insist, let's settle down and so on. And he said, all right, okay. Because he likes her.
Right.
But he's not the
But
woman
liking
that
is not enough.
That's
It's
right.
not enough.
He has not decided that this is the relationship that I could go into old age with.
Yes.
And
yes.
so because she's insisting on it and so on, he goes in.
So
And
I'm
then
saying
they
to
are
my
like,
sister, slow your roll.
Yeah.
Slow your roll, wait. Let the man take the lead.
That's right. Let him hunt. And after, you know what the old people used to say? Play hard to get.
Oh, yes.
And that play hard to get was allowing him to hunt. What happens after that is when he has hunted and he has captured, he's proud of his catch. Men show off when they go fishing and they work hard. The harder the struggle to bring in that fish is the more he comes and he boasts.
My grandmother used to say, watch your case and galvanize your point.
I've heard that.
You never heard that one?
Yes, I've heard that one.
Right, so what's the other point?
So slowly get into the relationship. Once you've got into the relationship, set your boundaries. Because you don't...
That's the man. The man
Yes.
set his boundaries.
He has to set his own boundaries. Because a number of us, as men, we are in the relationship, but we are not ready to be a father. We enjoy the courtship and all of that, but fatherhood we didn't cater for. So we now need to set our boundaries. If you're therefore not prepared to be the father of a child, you should not do the things that would make you a father.
Say it again, Michael.
If you're not prepared to be the father of a child, don't do the things that will make you a father.
Right.
And you cannot turn around and blame the woman for not using contraceptive. You cannot blame her for trapping you. You have to take the responsibility yourself.
Right.
That you did things that got you into this situation. But if you do, as so many people have, then you take your responsibility as a man. She should not have to be asking for support. No court should be instructing you to support your own child. That is something that, as a man, demonstrates my ability to make decisions and accept the consequences of decisions that I make, good and bad.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
But assuming you have not gotten there yet, it is a matter of recognizing that if I don't want a child because I still want to go to university, or I still have some things to settle down with, or I don't have the financial wherewithal and so on, then just don't do it.
Right.
Because the path that we are led down in life really is as a result of these decisions we make. The reason why some men don't maintain their children because they don't have the money to do it. They have not gotten the job as yet. And so they don't want the burden of it, so they leave it with the mother.
Right. Yes, I love that. It's tough, especially if we're in the liking phase.
Yes.
You know, when in relationship and in the liking phase, and it's not really love, but kind of liking and going towards love, it's quite dangerous. So what about the woman that, and again, the woman that would push herself on a man? That is when he definitely have to set his boundaries.
Yes, you have to set your boundaries. Not just because a woman has pushed herself on you, that you need to be able to prove that I'm a man and so on, you know, because we have this statement, is a man she looking for, and I'm the man for she. You see? Though it has got to be more than that.
And then he might be a little scared that she say he's a soft man, you know,
Right.
and damage. She might even say it to his face
That's
and damage the ego, as
That's right.
we talk about.
And that's all right. Let us say so. At the end, you do not have a responsibility that you are not prepared to undertake.
And we're just talking about pregnancies. We haven't even touched STDs and all those
That's
other you know, things.
That's
too.
right.
So definitely setting the boundaries for the man is very important.
Yes,
right?
yes. She has to set her boundaries. He has to set his own boundaries. And it will be good if they, you know, we always say that the woman is the one, though she is the one to lose more. But it will be good for a man to be able to lead by the example of the standard he sets for himself.
Right.
We think that a woman is the one to be chaste, pristine. But a man can also be chaste. He can also be pristine and lead by the kind of the quality of man that he is.
His values.
Right,
yes.
and that signals to yourself. That
As a
listen.
woman.
Yeah, it signals to the man, to him, only his
right.
own self, that I think I have gotten to the point that I am responsible. Because that's one of the critical
Yes, I'm
aspects of
mature
being a
enough
man.
to,
That's
right.
right. That's right.
Yes.
A boy does things and blame other people for why he has broken the window. Because he says, the boy hit me and I was trying to pelt him, and so therefore the window broke. No, you take responsibility. I pelted and I broke the window. I'm sorry, and so therefore I take responsibility.
Take responsibility
Right.
for it.
And so when you get yourself in a situation, you take the responsibility for it.
Right.
But to avoid the regret, you set your boundaries.
Set the boundaries.
And say, these are things I will do and the things I will not do.
Right. You have another tip for
Right.
us?
So once you have set your boundaries in the relationship, put timelines to various stages of the relationship. People caught, in some cases, 15 and 20 years. Nothing's happening.
Today?
I'm telling you.
Really?
You understand? People are in relationship, they say, well, you know, we're courting, she's still visiting, he's still visiting and so on. Over the period of time, she has 2-3 children and so on, he's still visiting, going. They never set timelines.
Oh, right. You mean they are involved in that relationship,
That's
not
right.
just courting and nothing is happening?
Yes.
Okay.
They're practically living a married life.
But separate. Right.
With no deadlines to say, this is how long we are going to court for, let's see how it runs, and then as you're going along, you start setting some deadlines.
Right.
By the next 2 years, I think I will be finished with school and I want to do this. And
Think
so
about
on.
buying the house or
Yeah.
buying the land.
That's right.
Yes.
And a woman must also set deadlines, because a man would take as much as he can get.
Right.
So she needs to be able to set some deadlines and some standards. I met a young lady. She has 2 children, one holding on to her skirt, the other one is walking in front, she has one in her arms. I said, how are things going? She said, not too bad and so on. I said, so many children you have and all of them are around the same age. And she said, well, yes, you know, she had some children. I said, you plan on getting married? She said, no, she don't plan on getting married. I said, why? She said, I'm not ready for marriage yet. I said, well, where is the father? Well, he there. I said, do you cook for him? Yes. Do you wash for him? Yes.
Yeah,
and certainly you
having sex with him because you have
him.
the children.
So what else is it that you are looking for to be able to do the right thing and get married? So he's not going to push it because she's quite prepared. She's not prepared to get married and she's making children for him and doing everything else.
I get, you know, we have this say, I grew up with old people, so I can say that why buy a cow? Why buy milk when you get a cow free? Oh no, why buy a cow when you can get free milk?
Yeah. And my brother says, you don't take sand to the beach.
There you go. There you go, yeah.
So therefore you don't do things that are unnecessary.
Right, yeah.
So if that man had set a deadline, set some timelines and say, listen, within this period of time, I think I would be able to get myself in order. If that also drives him towards goal, drive him towards settling himself down in a career, drive him towards savings and so on, because he has a deadline.
So it's okay now at this stage for the woman to say, listen, what are we really doing?
That's right.
Yes, and
In fact, some men only get active when that woman decides to put some deadline. I will remember chatting with a gentleman. He came in to me, and it's very strange for a man to come on his own for counseling. His wife listened to a program that I did on the radio. And on that radio program, I was telling the woman, set yourself a deadline. Do not just be courting indefinitely with a man. If you start setting a deadline and say, listen, we've been courting long enough, you need to make a decision. And if you don't, I will.
yes.
You see?
And if you don't want to do that, then I think it's okay to move on, you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so by saying I will means I will decide to leave. I'm not going to wait on you.
No.
And so you need to make it. So he came in and he says, well, you know, she'd been courting with her for over 8 years.
Wow.
8 years. And he said, I really like her. And so on. I didn't plan to get married. But she come with this new thing now, that if we don't get married, she's moving on with her life. And he said he's caught between, he says she has all the qualities she's looking for in a woman, but he just wasn't a man who looked forward for marriage.
Right.
By the time he was finished, I told him, well, you need to decide. Are you prepared to lose a woman that you yourself admit has all the qualities you're looking for and not commit to her? and go out there and end up with another woman who may not have it, but would not get married.
All right. So we're getting the wind up sign. It's time for us to wrap up.
We've gotten it already.
Yes. So, just speak to the brothers out there, people who are in relationships already and still haven't set the timeline.
Yes.
You know?
I'm saying, number one, take time to know somebody. Be friends with them. That's your first call. Second thing, after you have understood the friendship, start to now get to commit to the person by restricting now the others from it. So you move it from just a friendship, you move it to a relationship. After you move it to a relationship, set timelines as to when you will get married, when you're going to have children, when you're going to buy a house, when you're going to do properties, and start setting plans in place. That signals to the woman that you have a plan in your head. Right?
Yeah.
And once you have done that, execute the plan according to how you both have agreed. And you have a better chance of having a great relationship in the end.
And I want to add that he that findeth a wife finds a good thing, right? So thank you so much for viewing TLC, and we also like to say TLC is what? Tender, loving care.
And transforming
lives continually. Michael, if they want to contact you, please give us...
At Michael A.T. Stewart, TLC@gmail.com or 635-1801.
Okay. Thank you so much for viewing TLC. We love you so much, and God bless you. Bye-bye.